In this video we're going to be looking at the automatic gearbox controls. This automatic gearbox system is pretty standard across our range. We are in a Tiguan at the moment, but this should look pretty much the same for most of the vehicles in our range. As with most automatic gearboxes, we have the usual positions of park, reverse, neutral and drive. In this particular gearbox we also have the option of a sport mode. So when we put the gearbox into the drive setting, which we're in at the moment, and on most vehicles we will also have a display on the dashboard to show us which gear selection we're in at the moment. So this is currently in D and we're in first gear because we're not moving at the moment. When you're in drive, you can then move the entire gear stick selector down, and with each time that you do that it'll move from drive and into sport. So we're now in S1 for sport mode and first gear. In sport mode the gearbox will keep you in a gear lower for any given speed, which will give you quicker access to the vehicle's power for maximum acceleration. It'll also hold on to the gear for longer before it changes up into the next gear. So good for if you're planning an overtake, but it will use a little bit more fuel in this particular setting. So any speed, any gear, we can move into sport mode, and to move back into drive, just nudge the gear selector down again, and you'll see we're now back in drive. The other position that we've got available to us on this gear selector is the manual mode, and that's at any speed, any gear, we can move across to the left. You'll see the lights then change to eliminate the plus and the minus. And also to show us that we're in manual mode, we now have an M on the gearbox and we're still in first gear because we're not moving. So we're now in manual mode, and this basically means that the gearbox will hold you in the gear that you're in until either you change gear manually or you reach the upper or lower limits of the rev range for the gear that you're in. And to change up and down a gear we can either move up or down like that. So each nudge up will change up a gear and each nudge down will change down a gear. Or the other thing that we can do on this particular car is we have the paddles on the back of the steering column here for changing up and down a gear. And to go back into drive, all we have to do is move back across and we're now back into drive.